Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan here. We have a massive update from Donald Trump's top lawyer and now top campaign advisor, Elina Habba, okay? She just came out and revealed the truth about Tim Walz, about Kamala Harris, Lion Kamala Harris, and about the Democrats, okay? She just teamed up with Donald J. Trump. We just have a couple weeks left. She is doing everything she can to help Donald J. Trump in this race against Lion Kamala Harris, okay? Donald J. Trump likes Elina Habba so much in her ability, her hard work ethic in helping him legally, that he has now brought her into his campaign team in this race, and she has been helping behind the scenes now with Donald Trump's race in back to the White House. So before we bring on Elina Habba to expose the truth and to team up with Donald J. Trump, we're gonna read the Bible because God comes first. Amen. Comment amen down below if you believe that God comes first. Today's Bible reading comes from the book of Deuteronomy. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Amen. Comment amen down below. Elina Habba definitely reminds me to be strong and courageous. This is one woman, one conservative MAGA woman who is strong and courageous, okay? So let's get started with the video. So Elina Habba just showed up to North Carolina. She said North Carolina Patriots showing up in record numbers. She went out and spoke in North Carolina. Elina Habba is now in full force rallying for Donald J. Trump now. She is not holding back at all, okay? Take a look at this. She also went up to Wisconsin. She's speaking in most of the battleground states. This is her behind the scenes with Donald J. Trump when he just went on that podcast. This is the guy who convinced Joe Rogan to do the podcast with Donald J. Trump. This is such a powerhouse of a woman. Democrats do not like this woman at all. Liberal, Trump-hating, left-wing lunatics hate Elina Habba because look at her. She loves our country, she loves Trump, and she wants to make America great again.
She's a hunter?
But here's the problem. If we really want to solve this, we've got folks that won't allow...
Who's she hunting, Jack? Kamala's a hunter.
This is her behind the scenes with the Trump team.
We're ready. Let's go. We're ready. We're this table. Social media.
Wow. Look at their Trump social media team.
Good luck competing with us. We're gonna win. 2024, baby.
I see a lot of young people here. This is probably why Trump's social media videos are getting millions and millions and millions of views every single day. So cool. Here's Elina Habba on Fox News with Jesse Waters. She says, you can't make this up. Let's tune in.
Kamala can't do that. She can't even make it through an interview on The View. Trump senior advisor Elina Habba joins primetime. When is Kamala Harris going to face an economic grilling on her most controversial policies by a seasoned professional reporter in front of a live audience filled with businessmen?
When she's done gaslighting President Trump because he actually showed something called joy, and then they want to say he has an issue. This woman can't speak. He spoke better after getting shot in the ear saying fight, fight, fight than Kamala Harris does without a teleprompter, and frankly with a teleprompter. She should probably improve on her writers. Jesse, you can't make it up. This is gaslighting at its finest. It's amazing. And if anybody wanted to question how smart President Trump was, rewatch the Bloomberg interview. He was poised. He challenged him. It was as if he was in a debate, and this guy really went at him. And I was so proud of President Trump because he said, look, you want to try and school me? You have no experience. You don't understand. And I'm going to put America first, and sometimes that includes tariffs. I'm just so proud to be with somebody who actually exhibits joy and doesn't just talk about it.
Yeah, he kind of won the room over. And this is not a room of guys that wants tariffs. They want no tariffs. And by the end of the evening, I mean, Trump pretty much had him eating out of his hand. Kamala Harris, you've seen her events. She reads off a prompter, she imitates Barack, and she skedaddles out. So there was a medical emergency twice. Trump stops it, plays music. Why is that controversial? Can you explain that to me?
The media was trying to cancel Donald Trump for dancing and playing music. Somebody even said, wow, Trump had an opportunity to talk about his policies and all he did was play music. Like, have you seen how many rallies, interviews, podcasts this man has been doing? He's been talking about his policies for months, and we already know what his policies are. Trump is, I mean, he just went on the Patrick Bet-David podcast for over an hour. He sits down, he has long discussions, and he can't play a few songs? I mean, what a joke. The media is so sick.
Sure, because they're desperate. And when you're looking for a desperate place to put misinformation, that's what you do. Somebody, instead of being depressed when he gets shot 3 times, 3 attempts, instead, he's happy, he keeps fighting. He works harder than Kamala. When somebody has a medical emergency, instead of stopping the show and using it as an excuse to not take questions, not continue, he brings real joy to the American people. That's the truth. President Trump is who he is. He's a happy person, and he's going to save this country.
All right. Mingling with the crowd afterwards, I have never seen him do that. So there must be something in the air. Elina Habba, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, this was the medical emergency. I mean, the guy going out in the medical emergency was literally raising his fist out. I mean, it was such a joyful moment. It's not like Trump's a doctor. Like, Trump is there. Like, he wanted to take a chance to relax.
Our first responders are amazing, the way they can do things so beautifully and quickly. That looks a little bad. Thank you.
And then they just started playing music, and it's like, you know, it was such a beautiful moment. And you have Kristi Noem there too. They're doing the YMCA. They're dancing, they're having a good time, and the media's trying to cancel them for it. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but Donald J. Trump showed up to work at McDonald's today.
Well, I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, President Trump! But it's a good.
How cool is this?
Everybody.
And look how many people showed up too. Look at all the people that showed up to gather outside to see Donald J. Trump. I mean, the streets were lined up like crazy to see Trump work at McDonald's. I mean, how wild was this? And he said, Benny Johnson said, this is in deep blue Philadelphia suburbs. Now, here's Elina Habba. She said, pay attention, America. We have 30 plus days to save our country. Well, now we have less than that. She says, get out and vote. Let's tune in, guys.
Elina Habba is here. Elina, it's fun to listen to the media complain someone wasn't ready after not giving them batting practice for 3 months.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's called lying. That's called radical left panicking underwater and looking for a life vest. That's what happened last night. Look, no matter what, one thing in a serious note that did happen, Jesse, and you're pointing it out perfectly, is we caught them lying yet again. First it's McDonald's, then it's the hyena laugh when you get nervous, and now we've got Waltz, who literally couldn't put his words together and then was asked, and I give them credit on this, again, to answer a question about why he lied, and he didn't have an answer. And it was the most epic failure I've ever seen. But more importantly, I thought JD handled himself like a champ, like a pro, was patient, was kind, and was polite. And I was there for it. I mean, it was just something special from our team and just something a little extra from the left. I got to tell you, Walt, what I want to say he did to the bed, I think the American people know, but he did.
Well, I mean, you're right. 2 hoaxes blew up last night. The Walls hoax, he was just this like regular guy, this lovable curmudgeon that was just going to be relatable to the everyday white man that she needs. And that JD was this psychopath that was going to turn women off. Meanwhile, women are telling me they loved it. Are you hearing that women were attracted to that performance?
Yes, 100% actually. I've been doing media all day, and the feedback I'm getting from women is that they didn't really get to know JD. And in a way, that's a good thing, because this gave him an opportunity to have a little bit more limelight that he probably needed. I think that the snippets that the left-wing media cut and paste and put together was not accurate. And now the American people know who he is. He is kind. He is a good husband. He is a great father. And he actually served in the military, unlike Waltz. He didn't abandon his military and his American service. So listen, he was exactly who he is, and exactly why President Trump selected him to be his running mate. He is a good addition to the Trump team. He is going to be a great addition to America. And I literally think that if people didn't watch, they should go back and watch, because this is a critical time for our country.
Yeah, I mean, the youth, the eloquence,
the whole country fell in love with JD Vance during the debate. I mean, even since, if you ever watch any of his speeches, any of his interviews, I mean, you guys should watch JD Vance's speech or his interviews when he goes on and speaks with the media. He is such a powerhouse. This is a really good guy.
Composure, even he was aggressive, but a great balance to the ticket.
So this is the claim that Kamala Harris made about working at McDonald's.
Ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay. Now the other job.
But it was not a small job. Like, I did the fries. I mean, yes,
these were a small period of time. But then let me ask about a big job.
But to your point, if you don't mind, before you get to the big job, there's a part of the reason I even talk about having worked at McDonald's is because there are people who work at McDonald's in our country who are trying to raise a family. I worked there as a student. I was a kid who worked there trying to raise families and pay rent on that. And
she was trying to raise families? How many families?
I think part of the difference between me and my opponent includes our perspective on the needs of the American people. What our responsibility then is to meet those needs.
Here she goes again talking about it.
Think about it. 2 middle-class kids, one a daughter of Oakland, California, who was raised by a working mother. I had a summer job at McDonald's.
This is Trump talking about why he went to go work at McDonald's.
I have a question for you. Either today or tomorrow, you're going to McDonald's, you're going to be working the fryer. Are you going to wear the paper hat?
I'm going to do everything. I tell you what.
You're going to do
a friend of mine
owns going to do it.
McDonald's someplace. Oh, I'm going. Because she lied.
You don't think she ever worked at McDonald's?
I know she did. We checked it out. Unless somebody comes up with something. We checked it out. They said she never worked here. She even picked the store. We went to the manager. The manager's been there forever. Do you remember her? No, she never worked here. They know. Okay.
No, so will you wear the paper hat?
And you know what? I'll stop talking about it, the press. If I said I worked at McDonald's and it turned out not to be true, this would be the biggest story ever. The front page of that stupid New York Times, the worst paper. It is the worst rag. The New York Times is the worst most to say. They would have me front page for months. Nobody, I can't get any. That's why I have to do it myself. That's why.
So you're going to get trained and you're going to make French fries?
Well, I don't know how much the training will be.
Not too much salt.
It's not going to be. Oh.
Just fill it not that much.
I love that show.
What an amazing guy. So he's saying, I gotta do it to prove her wrong. And Trump working at McDonald's has been going absolutely viral. Watch this clip, guys.
Oh my God.
Hello, everybody.
You can take this, right?
And you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank you. Mr. President, please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it good.
Please.
We're going to make it better than ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
wow.
much.
They love him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you over there.
This is such a good move for Trump to do this.
Bye, darling. You know, if you look at really what's happening.
He says, I've now worked 15 minutes more than Kamala.
What does working the fryer tell you about the people of Pennsylvania?
Harris claims she worked at McDonald's in college. Here's what we know. Rating unproven. In the 1980s, Vice President Kamala Harris worked at McDonald's while completing her undergrad degree. So this one is saying her undergrad. I thought She said she was a student, she was a kid. So I don't really know. I mean, Kamala Harris has obviously came out and said multiple times that she has worked at McDonald's. Trump's team says she hasn't. Whatever the case is, the fact is that Donald Trump actually did show up today to work at McDonald's in the drive-thru. He's making fries, handing out drinks, handing out food.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And people line the streets for blocks.
You're not ordinary. I mean, thank you so much. You are not ordinary. I can see. We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president. Thank you, thank you so much. So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right. Thank you, Mr. President. When you think about it, I guess that's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow. How cool is this? This is a historic day. Iconic day.
Nice and full.
That young man.
I'm job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life, and now I'm going to do it because she didn't do it. Thank you very much. I'll see you at McDonald's.
That is so cool. Wow, what a blessing. What an absolute blessing. This is Elina Habba shredding Kamala Harris's record, saying her city went to hell. I think she's talking about San Francisco. Let's tune in.
The pressure's on for Kamala Harris, the Democrats' great prosecutor, to get tough against Donald Trump tonight. But the former president is no stranger to the debate stage, and critics say it's Harris who has more to lose.
She was treated like with kid gloves by the mainstream propaganda media. She was treated with kid gloves, even by every other candidate that was on that debate stage. No one questioned her, challenged her, or called her out for the record as prosecutor that she claimed to be proud of. She talked every day about how she'd be a prosecutor president, but no one questioned her about what that record was and how that would translate if she were president.
Alina, you were on Trump Force One, flying to Philly. We saw you exit the jet. Just describe, is President Trump ready for anything tonight?
Oh yeah, he's ready. He's ready. I'm so proud to be working for him, and I was fortunate enough to be with him on that plane and make sure, you know, his mindset is so on target as always. He has shown dominance and strength. He has been doing countless interviews, as we know, and at the end of the day, her policies will speak for themselves tonight.
You know, Alina, we spent both of us time in a courtroom, and I've met a lot of prosecutors. Even the bad ones can be good in front of a crowd with a few bullet points. And I looked at Kamala Harris, and I'm like, of the worst prosecutors, you are the worst politician. You should be able to get a couple bullet points from your staff and go out and deliver remarks, as opposed to the crazy word salads that we...
Yeah, apparently Kamala Harris was like a really bad prosecutor, a really bad senator, and even worse, vice president. So it's like she does have a job record of having all these political jobs. You know, she is a career politician. Obviously, she got her start with sleeping and dating with Willie Brown. But, you know, her record as a career politician, it's actually not, like, she hasn't even done a good job as a politician itself. So my question is, why would you promote someone who's doing a bad job? I mean, typically, you wouldn't, I mean, I guess maybe this is the government. So that's why, I guess that's why Elon Musk is trying to get in there for the government efficiency.
We've gotten from her in really big venues. She can't deliver. And I mean, for me, it begs the question, what kind of prosecutor was she? Did she spend time in a courtroom? Was she a leader? Did she give opening and closing arguments? Did she ask questions of a jury? I don't know, because it hasn't translated to the campaign trail. Just get your thoughts on kind of her performance in the past and what you expect tonight from her.
Sure, as an attorney, I can tell you about her performance. Number one, she failed. She believes in cashless bail. She believes in increased crime. She's trying to get fentanyl to be completely decriminalized. She's, under her watch for the last 3.5 years, rape on women is up 60%. This is somebody who thinks that illegal aliens should be allowed to have taxpayer dollars pay for their transitions, their gender transitions.
What? Illegal alien gender transitions? Why is that important? Those are people who broke the law to get into America.
That is the person we're speaking about. And these are legal issues that she thinks is okay. It's not. She is such a radical. She was a terrible, terrible attorney general. Look at what she did. Look at what she did to her city. It went to hell. And the end of the day, her record, like I said, speaks for itself. President Trump knows that record well, and he's ready to show the American people what that record is, because while she's sitting there putting an earpiece in her ear so she doesn't have to answer questions from the press, some of us are able to speak without notes.
Oh, I love Elina Habba, guys. She is epic. This girl is so cool. And not only that, guys, she's also going hard after Joe Biden, too. Let's tune in.
Trump 2024 senior advisor. Good to have you with us, Alina. You know, there's been criticism about former President Trump, and Cedric was touching on it there, and what he has said about the ability for the administration to respond to this issue. What do you say to that?
It's very simple. Let's talk about facts. Cedric's saying there's misinformation. Let's talk about information that is undisputable. While Helene was happening, Kamala decided it was more important to go on a podcast about sex, call her daddy. When Helene was happening, President Biden was nowhere to be found. So now we have retake. By the way, this morning, The View, Kamala saying President Trump lacks empathy. That one was Rich. He's the person that's helped with Elon Musk get everybody's Starlinks. So I'm talking facts. And honestly, what Governor DeSantis said was perfect. This is not the time to politicize. This is not the time to try and get a point ahead of your other opponent. It's the time to get dirty and go help people. And that's what President Trump has done. He hasn't tried to make phony phone calls to look good to the media. He's gotten out there. He's going out there. We have people in North Carolina from the campaign, from the RNC, out there helping with their hands, buying things, coordinating with Elon Musk. That is a
What is that campaign effort like in Western North Carolina?
Well, we had people bringing in, I'm sure you saw Laura Trump took a team out there on the ground with the campaign, with the RNC, and she did a tremendous job. You know, she's from North Carolina, so that's home for her. And Western North Carolina got hit really hard. And like you said, these are real people with real issues. They don't need a $750 handout for a press headline. They need help. They need water. There are still people missing. There are babies floating in the water. And we're on podcasts. That's what the Harris team is doing. So I think what's...
Wow, Elina Habba is going out strong. Really, really strong, my friends. This is Trump talking about Elina Habba. I wanted to play this just so everybody can see this.
And another person who's a warrior, she happens to be a beautiful woman, but I never think about that because I never talk about beauty. To me, I can see the most beautiful woman in the world. It doesn't register with me at all. Beauty doesn't matter. But she's beautiful, but she's a great lawyer. And she's been a tremendous protector of a lot of very important people. And she's done an incredible job. And she has tremendous courage. You know, I have these high-priced lawyers, and they're fine. But they go out, and I say, go speak to the press. And, you know, you have these animals out there. Oh, there they are, right up there. Oh. You have these animals out there. They're vicious animals. And these high-priced guys, you know, they're beautiful guys. Nice, beautiful suits, everything. Nice pay. A lot of money to these people. Go out and speak to the press. Sure. I'd rather not. And she goes, I'll do it. And she goes out there, she's fierce. She's a fierce person. And we appreciate it. Elina Habba.
We love Elina Habba. She is such a powerhouse. And now, this is Elina Habba roasting Lion Kamala Harris for her appearance on The View. You guys do not want to miss this one because she went in hard. Let's tune in. Let's bring on Elina Habba.
Is everybody ready to turn Pennsylvania red?
Guys, Pennsylvania, it's what is it, 19 electoral college votes?
It most certainly looks red to me right now. What a good group, you guys. We have seen the beautiful Kamala Harris for 1,400 days in the White House. Articulate for us what her policies are, and that's because she doesn't have any. Though I should take that back. She's now adopting my favorite president's policies. She is anti-fracking. She has not done well for our economy. She has opened our borders. She is soft on crime, and her cohort wants to put tampons in boys' bathrooms. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am a MAGA woman with babies, and that ain't happening. out for 1,400 days. You don't get another 1,460 days. And if you ever have any doubts about her position on her performance, her review on The View yesterday, she said she wouldn't change a damn thing. Yeah. Well, thank you for saying so, Kamala. But the American people decide who gets promoted. And you are not getting promoted. You are fired. Let's win.
Whoa! Awesome update from Elina Habba. This woman is a powerhouse.
Let's win. God bless you all. Let's get Trump in. Make sure you vote. MAGA, baby.
MAGA, baby. I love that. Elina Habba, what a beautiful, powerful, extraordinarily intelligent Trumper. You guys know her, Elina Habba. Say a prayer for her. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below.